All right, finally putting in a new windshield. I've never done a windshield. No, it's not true. I did a windshield in my 240SX. Actually, I did every piece of glass in my 240SX like 2 times. This picture is from when I was 15, the day I picked up my S13. I'm looking forward to getting another one someday and making a drift build. I've been destroying these cars since way before it was cool. I'll probably call on the help for a professional for this. I know Honda's very specific about the height of the glass, and there is a technical service bulletin from them about the molding shrinking up there and maybe something else. But I'll get as far as I can. So far what I've done is took out the rearview mirror. That was simple, just a Phillips head screwdriver. And I took off that pillar that just pries right out, just gently, old brittle plastic. So then I took off the visors, again, Phillips head screwdrivers. Now I'm taking off this pillar. Then I'm going to remove the windshield wipers and this cowl right here. And then I'll take it from there, see what's next. Maybe I'll have to start sawing out the glue. But I have the new windshield here. I'm sure you guys have been seeing it in my videos for a long time on the side. But yeah, this is the last windshield in the country that I could find anyway. Honda says they have some of them in their warehouse, but if you actually ask somebody to go put them in their hands and tell you that they found them in the warehouse, they can't find them. So they say that they think the inventory is wrong and that this may actually be the last piece of OEM glass in the country. I tried calling Safelite for aftermarket glass and they broke it. Then they had another piece that was already broken. Then I called another company. They had one, but it didn't have the VIN cut out. You need the VIN cut out. Legally, you're not supposed to obstruct your VIN. It's actually a felony. So, yeah. Or federal offense, anyway. But, yeah, so that's what's going on. Finally changing the windshield, and maybe I'll document some of this progress and document some of the process. But an interesting factoid about the OEM glass is it's actually 1.8 millimeters thick as opposed to aftermarket glass, which is the standard is 2 millimeters. And Honda did that to make the glass lighter because everything on these cars was about being lighter, not necessarily the Targas, but especially when they made the Type Rs and stuff like that. So the windshields, the OEM ones, are actually 1.8 millimeters thick, and that was done so that they could save 1.36 pounds. All right, so I'm still working over here. Phone's a little better charged now, so I figured I'd make a little video. This weather stripping, mine's in very good condition. There was technical service bulletins about this strip shrinking. Mine never had that issue because this car's been garaged for long periods of time, never was really in hot sun for a long time. Anyway, I'm just guessing, I don't know the actual price, but I've heard that this rear piece of weather stripping is $1,000 and the front one is $1,200. If you can even find them. I don't know if they're discontinued or what, I haven't really looked into it, but I'm gonna be very careful not to rip mine. So what I've done is, in order to get this A-pillar off here, it's held down by screws. So what I was doing is I was pulling up here, and you can see I took, where is it? Sorry, I dropped the phone there. So you can see a screw hole there. And there's another one up here, and I'm just working my way down and finding them. And hopefully this piece slides nice up and easy without me bending, scratching, or ripping anything. I also, so far, removed the weather stripping off of this front cowl, and there's clips all along. You can see all the holes. I managed to break every one of them, even though I was really careful, because they're super brittle. But I was kind of anticipating that, so I just bought a box of those clips. And I went to kind of tug on it a little bit. It seems like it's secured under this cowl pretty well. So I've read stories of window replacement guys breaking these, so I'm going to be careful with mine, and I'll let you guys know how I get it out and what the proper procedure is, or at least what procedure I find that works. In order to remove this top part here, this piece of trim, which I got off, it was a pain. It actually slides backwards this way. You can see these little gaps here where there's the clips. So what's holding it on is you have to take out these, there's two little Phillips that go into here on each side. And then there's the 4 bolts, 2 for each of the window visors. And then there's 2 Phillips head screws that go into here on the ends. And then that part slides backwards. Now mine was stuck in the front, so I took a little plastic spatula and just kind of slid it across until I was able to get whatever adhesive was on there off, and then pull it backwards. I think I might actually put some fabric tape on the edges of it when I put it back, just so it doesn't have any rattling noises, although it is already wrapped in leather, so it should be okay. But just for a little bit of extra padding, I'll put some on there. These 2 nuts right here take off the stop hook, which is this plastic part right here. And that takes off that, so I do that to both sides. Upon taking these out, I realized there's some adhesive here to prevent leaks from going through these holes right here. So I am going to reapply adhesive when I put those back down. There's 3 clips here, 1, 2, and 3. I'm taking a really small flathead screwdriver and gently prying them without tearing the weather stripping, and hopefully without cracking these. I got 2 of them out so far. This one down on the bottom is being a little bit of a pain, but I will get it. Okay, so for now I gave up on this clip because I started to try to go behind it to try to get the screwdriver underneath and behind it. I noticed that this is all sealed down with adhesive, and since nothing's leaking, I don't want to mess with things and then have to peel off adhesive and then redo it. So if I can avoid it, I'm going to try to do that. So what I'm doing now is I'm peeling this down, and I'm glad I have a shell outside that's missing these, the front clip I cut off for the trailer, because it's helpful, because now I could look at it, I realize in here is sealant. So I've been taking another plastic spatula and just kind of pulled down this weather stripping, and I'm scraping in here and trying to kind of pry away at the same time gently, and hopefully these things will pop off. Okay, so that worked. It's all dislodged now. Came off pretty easily. And now I'm just kind of gently, without tearing this, peeling it off and then lifting straight up. It's hard with one hand. There we go. So now I just got to do it to the other side, and that's it. You can see where the adhesive was. This is all foam here. It seems like there was mostly just adhesive here on the back and on the edge. So looks like I'll have to go figure out what the best adhesive for it is and get that. So I just moved over to this side, got all the screws out, except for one. They were all fine except for this one, which where the window stop is, for some reason, was completely rusted away. So I think I'm gonna have to get a drill bit to drill that out. Okay, so I was able to carefully get the head off of this, well, what was left of it, just a rusty mess, and then I got it out with pliers, and that's it. So, but this thing caused me a lot of trouble. Okay, so for this part here, what I did is I just kind of carefully took my fingers in the middle and kind of got my fingernail underneath there and just kind of popped it up just a little bit, and I was actually able to not break that clip. And then I just kind of worked back and forth. So I started in the middle, went about 6 inches over and 6 inches over, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth until I free it up as close to the hinges as I can, and then I'll get back to you. This one on this side, I had a little bit of an issue. I couldn't get one side of one clip to come up, but I was able to kind of pry it up a little bit, and then one of these yellow sides there we're holding on, and I just jammed in a piece here and a little metal piece, little metal needle nose I have, and I just pushed it in and then it came out. Okay, so now that I have this up but not off because it's just grabbing onto this hinge sort of, what I'm gonna do is I tried closing the hood to see if I can get to it, and eventually I can, but I don't want to distort it or bend anything, so I'm actually just going to remove the 2 bolts for the hood and take the hood off and do it. So, or at least move it out of the way. And then it should come up. I'm glad I took off the hood hinges to do that. I didn't even have to take the hood off. I just took the hinges off and tilted the hood out of the way on one side at a time, and it came right off. So not too difficult. And now I have access to all these screws here, which will allow me to take off this front plastic cowl. And because there's some dirt marks on the back of this thing, I can tell where those yellow clips went exactly. And I will put them back exactly in place on this. And once I remove the cowl, I should be able to get in there with some needle nose to squeeze the clips. Hopefully they all come out nicely without breaking. And then I'll put them back where they went on this. So I got these all out. That one's broken, it just comes in and out. What I did to do it is these two little clips here, they go in the hole and then they snap in. So what I was doing, let me see if I can set up my camera here to show you, was I was going to this clip like this and putting this little flathead in and then just gently twisting it. And then as I twisted it, it pushed this one in and it was able to pop out. And I did that successfully without breaking any. However, somebody's been in here before me because that one was already broken and so is that one. And two of them, half of the clip was broken, the top one, but they still clip in. These are about $9 a piece. I will post the part number. I'm gonna be getting new ones. Since I don't have them now and I'm going to an event on Sunday, I'm just gonna put these back in. And when the new ones come in a week or whatever, I'll replace them. So I got all these yellow clips back in, and this lower cowl piece, the lower molding, is actually discontinued. And mine's pretty clean, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a nice coat of black gloss just to neaten it up before I put it back on. All right, these two guys came down and they're giving me a hand. All right, so here it is. They just opened it up out of the package, and there is, I don't know if I could pick it up here. There's one scratch. And then there's another one.
And another one here.
Yep, right there. And that's so hard to pick up on camera. It's picked up this one fine, but then there's two more.
Maybe put something dark under it. Put my wrist brace under it like that.
Yeah, put your wrist brace under it. Yep, okay, now it shows up right there.
Yep.
And then there was that.
There's another one over here, right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to Acura. Maybe they'll give me a little bit of money back.
Yeah, I would.
All right, new windshield's in, unfortunately, and I don't really have any option because I was told it was the last one in the country, but there's one scratch and there's two scratches. And I can't really pick up this one, but there is another one there. And that's unfortunate. So I'm gonna contact Acura. Maybe they'll give me a little something back, we'll see. The other guys kept the other windshield as a souvenir. So they're gonna hang it on their wall. I remember when they were putting it on, this stop, it wasn't on there. The guy moved it, got it on that stop. But what happened was it fell off this one. So now I have a gap here that I could stick my finger in. But over on this side, there's hardly any gap. So what happened was the whole window tilted this way, rotated. So now this side, if you look, you can tell by the molding too. So this molding is flush with this side, but the windshield is kicked over. So this part's there, so I can't get the pillar on. And then this side right here, and I didn't notice, I wish I noticed this before it was drying, but see all this, you can see all this glue here, but it's because the whole thing tilted that way. So there's metal here where the pillar goes, but not on this side. Sucks. Thanks guys, you came back for round two. What's your Instagrams?
Static Rick.
Digital Cows.
Is there any dots or dashes or anything?
No.
What is it again? Digital
Cows.
Coves?
K-O-V-S.
Okay, Coves.
I
And
think
Static Rick.
mine's
Yeah.
Digital dot Cows.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Pillars fit mint. Everything's good now. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. And stay tuned for more videos coming shortly. I try to release one every week. Thanks.